Revolting People by Andy Hamilton and Jay Tarsis, with Jay Tarsis, James Fleet, Hugh Dennis, Tony Maudsley, Julia Hills and Andy Hamilton.
Hello there, Samuel. Hot enough for you?
Where am I?
You're in hell, Governor. My kingdom.
So I've died then?
Yep, we don't take the live ones. Why are you looking at me like that?
Well, it's just, I mean, you're not what I was expecting. I mean, you've got the pitchfork and the horns and stuff, but somehow I didn't picture Satan with a wooden leg.
Yeah, it does present a few practical difficulties. I have to give the Lakes of Fire a pretty wide berth.
You know, you remind me very strongly of an acquaintance of mine, Sergeant Roy McGurk. Do you know him?
Know him? I model myself on him. He's my idol.
Do you mind if I ask how I died?
You were poisoned by indecision. You never took a stand. You equivocated.
You can go to hell for that?
Well, obviously, because here you are.
Seems strict.
Listen, I don't make the... Oh, no, wait, I do make the rules.
And indecision is a ticket to hell?
What, are you saying you don't think you should be sent to hell for indecision?
Well, yes and no. But...
Right, into the flames with you, then.
You got goggles?
No, we don't have goggles.
Well, only smoke makes my eyes tear up.
Good.
Do you find it hot? And it's the fire. It's the fire. The fire. Fire.
Father!
Fire. Smoke.
Father! Wake up!
Hurry! Hurry! The shop's been torched!
Huh? What? The shop?
Let's move it! Come on! Oh, no! We can't get down that way! The flames are licking up the stairs!
We'll have to get out onto the roof. Then we must make a rope ladder.
How?
With bed sheets.
Tie them together, quickly!
This is exciting, pulse-quickening action.
Tie them tight!
It's a race against time.
That's it!
The white-knuckle ride from start to finish.
Joshua, stop doing advertisements!
I can't help it. It's exciting. Right. All right, the bed sheets are knotted. Joshua, smash through that window. Right, well, that's most of the wall gone, but that'll do.
All right, everybody, let's... Father, will you please get out of bed?
I'm a slow riser. You know that.
All right, Samuel. Joshua, throw out those bed
The
sheets.
flames are getting closer!
Mary, you first. You grab on and slide down the sheets.
But they're lying in the street.
Joshua, you didn't tie on the bed sheets.
You said throw out the bed sheets.
After you'd secured them at one end.
You didn't say that.
Well, why in the middle of a fire would I ask you to just throw away the bed sheets?
I don't know. You're English. You do things differently over there.
We need fresh bed sheets if we... Father, what are you doing?
Oh, don't worry. Once this coffee's brewed, I just need that first cup to kickstart me.
No, this is no time for coffee.
Wait, look! I found more bed sheets!
All right, let's tie them together as quickly as we can.
He never said anything about securing one end.
Joshua!
You're just siding with him because he's your boyfriend.
I am not!
Right, that's another ladder made. Here, Joshua, this time you know what to do.
Well, he definitely didn't say anything
Joshua, let it go!
He's done it again!
She said let it go.
Oh, we're now doomed.
Well, did she or not say let it go? Father, you heard, didn't you? You heard what she said.
Has anyone seen my socks?
For God's sake, Father, show some urgency!
The whole ground floor is ablaze. Wait a second. McGurk was asleep on the ground floor. Oh, my God. McGurk!
You cold, Captain?
McGurk, well, where are you?
I'm down here, in the street, next to this pile of bed sheets.
She said let it
Oh,
go.
shut up.
Well, she did.
Quite a little conflagration you're having there. It looks impressive, almost cheery.
Can you chuck up the bed sheets?
No, I could probably chuck up my dinner.
Are you drunk, Sergeant?
Is it a Tuesday?
No, it's a Friday.
Then I am.
Throw the frigging bed sheets!
I'll do my best, but hand-eye coordination is a bit tricky when you've only got one hand and one eye. And the hand and the eye are on opposite sides. Also, I'm as rat-arsed as an arsey rat, so...
Oh, look, there's Ezekiel. Ezekiel, help us.
Oh, mercy! What an inferno! Why, even Carthage itself could not have burned more fiercely as the children of Hannibal wept bitter tears of gall. Or, as Tacitus put
Throw
it...
up those ropes made of bed sheets!
No, I don't believe that is the quotation.
No! Throw up the bed sheets!
Oh! Well, that might prove a little difficult, as I'm afraid my throwing arm is somewhat weak. It's a common trait among boys who are academically gifted. We eschew ball games.
Throw down, damn you!
There's no need for profanity. Profanity is the lure on Beelzebub's fishing rod.
Throw the bloody bed sheets, you pompous son of a bitch, or we're all going to die!
Well, if you put it like that. 1, 2, 3... I appear to have hurled the bedsheets into the flames. I'm sorry about that.
There's nothing for it. We're going to have to jump, so... Father, will you stop looking for your socks?
Found one. Why can you only ever find one?
Samuel, we have to jump.
Joshua, you jump first. Then we can all use you as something to land on.
Boy, this just gets more exciting.
Do I have time to clean my teeth? It's just I find it hard to concentrate with a furry mouth.
We have to jump now.
But we're on the second story.
You can either jump or burn to death.
Oh, I hate this kind of tricky decision.
It's not a decision that you need to be indecisive about. You want to live, don't you?
On balance, I think so, yes.
All right, Joshua, you jump.
Oh,
Mary, Samuel, let's all hold hands and jump on 3. 1, 2...
Whoa, 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 I haven't decided to jump.
3.
Yet.
I think I might have broken some ribs. But what the heck? It was fun having people crash into me. It was like being a trampoline, only crunchier.
Yes, I think I've thrown my back out slightly.
And I've twisted some ligaments.
Oh, I've sprained my ankle.
I've got a stiff neck from looking up at you all.
Sorry, my fist slipped. Oh, well, come on, Joshua.
Where are you off to?
To see what we can salvage from the wreckage.
That's a good idea. Can you keep an eye out for that sock?
I wonder how it started. Sergeant McGurk, you didn't see what caused the fire, did you?
Can I be honest with you, Captain?
I doubt it.
Well, you see, it's like this. Last month, on the 12th of May, our Fort Ticonderoga in upstate New York was captured by American forces. Soon after that, John Hancock was elected President of the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia and immediately placed all 13 colonies in a state of defence, or defence.
I do already know all this, Sergeant.
But what you don't know is that just 3 days ago, on June the 12th, 1775, General Gage declared Massachusetts in a state of rebellion. He offered amnesties to all colonists who lay down their arms, except Samuel Adams and the aforementioned John Hancock.
Interesting. And what is your point?
No point, sir, just putting things in a historical perspective.
Why'd you put up with this time waster, Captain Brimshaw? You should have him flogged until he... Oh.
Sorry, my head slipped.
Did you see anything, McGurk? I'm asking you as your friend and perpetual victim.
Well, as it happens, as I was laying blotto in the gutter, gazing up at the stars, I did become aware of voices belonging to a bunch of rebels, saying things like, "Oh, look, there's the shop of that pasty-faced weasel of a shopkeeper, Samuel Oliphant. His daughter's playing hide the sausage with the red-coat captain, and his son-in-law, Ezekiel, is that pompous git who supports the monarchy and is a traitor to his people."
It was a mob, you say. How many of them?
I made it 24, Captain, comprising of 12 pairs of identical twins.
Identical twins? But
He was drunk. He was drunk, Captain.
Oh, I see, yes. A mob of 12.
Anyway, next thing I knew, they were running off into the night laughing, and half your shop was on fire. Then a redcoat patrol arrived.
And what did they do?
Set fire to the other half. I heard them saying that Samuel Oliphant was a well-known rebel sympathiser with a daughter who often denounced the king, so he had everything that was coming to him. Then they also ran off laughing. That was a sort of theme for the evening, you know. Running off and laughing, yeah.
Why didn't you stop them, Sergeant? You should have stood up and placed them under arrest.
That I fully intended to do, Captain, but sadly the standing up part took a little longer than I'd anticipated.
So I was attacked by both sides. Well, that's just peachy. Nobody likes me. Why does nobody like me?
Yeah, it's mostly the whinging, I'd say.
Don't whinge. I make observations.
Oh, it's no good. This madness has to end. Someone needs to persuade General Washington to surrender so that we can effect a peaceful compromise. Sergeant, saddle the mounts.
Mounts, plural.
Yes. Do you have a problem with that?
What, apart from parleying with the enemy without military authorisation and heading into rebel territory where we'll be outnumbered to the tune of 20,000 to 1? No, it looks foolproof.
Now, you see, that's what I call whinging.
Fine. Fine, then I'll go north alone, find George Washington and single-handedly change the course of history. Alone. Of course, anyone's welcome to tag along if they want to...
No, it's fine.
No,
we
you
wouldn't
just go
cramp
on
your
your own,
style.
that'd be fine, yeah.
Godspeed, Brimshaw.
Yeah. You'll cut a brave figure against the horizon.
I've saddled your mount, sir.
Thank you, McGurk. I don't suppose you'd like to...
It's your idea, sir. It's only fitting you should get all the glory.
Indeed. And I shall return with the glorious prize of peace. Adieu, my friends.
Captain,
Yes, Sergeant?
Philadelphia's north, but you're travelling west.
I know, but I want to ride off into the sunset.
Fair enough.
And you let him just ride off alone into the lair of his enemies with his bad back and sleep deprived? What kind of men are you?
Well, I wanted to go with him, miss, but I've got a dental appointment, you know. I did consider cancelling, but then you keep putting it off, and you end up with a lot more needs doing, don't you?
Oh, that's
you
very
end
true.
up with more cavities.
That's right, and they charge you.
I have really...
We have to go after him. He'll be scalped by Indians or shot by our militia.
Oh, come on. The odds of that happening are only about 2 to 1. He'll be fine, unless he's not.
He could drown or be attacked by cougars.
Drowning 3 to 1, cougars 4 to 1.
If it's any consolation, Mary, he looked most noble as he rode off.
Did he?
Oh, yes.
With his manly jaw jutting resolutely forward and his golden hair flowing in the breeze.
Oh, yes. He reminded me of brave Achilles as he rode towards the walls of Troy to face the wrath of mighty Hector. Well, apart from when he turned to wave and fell off his horse.
I think Mary's right. I think we should go after him.
Are you mad?
This isn't like you, Father.
Yeah, there are cougars out there. Weren't you listening?
You don't even like Captain Grimshaw. You hate his English ways and the way he says sorry when people bump into him.
I know, but I've come to a realization. There's a special place in heaven, I think, for those who are steadfast. And I don't want to end up in that other place.
Germany?
No, son, not Germany. Why would you say Germany?
McGurk whispered it to me.
That is a lie.
You so
bloody
whispered
fibber,
to me. I
that
heard you
is-
say Germany.
No, exactly. What is this moral position you're taking, Father?
The position of going after Grimshaw, because he's the love of your life.
Well, that isn't essentially a moral position, is it? That's more a display of father-daughter affection, which, although admirable, doesn't stem from a set of core beliefs.
Right, so you're saying I could do this and still go to hell?
It's possible. See, you've never really believed in anything, Father, have you? That's why your shop was burnt down by both sides. If you believed in a cause, it would only have been burnt down by one side.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I believe that going after Grimshaw and saving him from possible certain death could be a first step on my road to redemption.
It's always about you, isn't it?
Well, I'm with Mary and Father. I think we should go and rescue Grimshaw, even if he didn't tell me to secure the end.
Joshua!
Well, he didn't.
I presume you'd rather not have me along.
Good presumption. You're no use to man nor beast.
Reluctantly, I concur.
But we'll need you, McGurk, for your survival skills and animal cunning.
Oh, sorry, miss. Told you. Dental appointment.
You have not got a dental appointment, McGurk, because you haven't got any teeth. Just wooden pegs.
Yeah, they don't varnish themselves, you know.
You're coming with us. Now we need to get moving.
I don't think McGurk should be made to come with us.
Did he just whisper that to you?
No.
Yes?
Oh, you fibber.
I'm not. You said it. You told me to say it.
Grab him, Joshua.
What? Hey, get off. Let go of me. What?
Hold him down.
That tickled. Help. I'm being violated.
Come in, Miss Henderson. Take a letter.
Take it where, General Washington?
Nowhere. I haven't dictated it yet. Have you a quill and paper?
I'm temporary, sir. They didn't say anything about bringing a quill.
Well, here I have a spare quill.
I should think so.
What's your first name, Miss Henderson?
Jenny, sir.
May I call you Jenny?
Up to you.
This is an extremely momentous time, Jenny. Some very important documents are going to be coming into and out of this office. Now, the regular girl is sick.
Miss Evans.
Yes? And you were handpicked to come in and help out for a few days. Now, you may be asked to do some things the agency didn't specify.
Yes, sir.
Can I count on you, Jenny?
You can, General Washington, as long as I'm away by 5.
Right. So, this letter is to whom it may concern.
You want me to write that?
Yes? Please.
Quick question.
What is it, Jenny?
What is it exactly you're the general of?
Well, they've just appointed me Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army.
Wow.
Yes? Now...
That's a big deal, huh?
Yes. Yes, it is. It's an awesome responsibility, and I have some personal misgivings, and that's what the letter I'm about to dictate will touch on. So...
How tall are you?
I'm very tall.
Even taller with the wig.
Yes, but one's height is not the measure of a man, Jenny. A man's principles are far more important than his stature. Now...
Yeah, but it's nice to be tall.
Well, yes, in theaters and at sporting events. So...
I myself am short.
Did the agency say how many days you'll be filling in for, Miss Evans?
They never tell you anything. Like with the dictation stuff, you never know what's in store. But I'm off at 5.
Jenny, I'm going to do this letter, and I'd like you to just take it down as I say it. To whom it may concern. Your confidence in me is both gratifying and humbling. Yet at this fateful crossroad in the course of human events, I wonder if I am, indeed, the best man for this unbearable task.
You're certainly the tallest.
Have you got all that so far, Jenny?
Yeah. Does whom have 2 O's?
No, it's,
General Washington, I'm Captain Walter Brimshaw of the King's Army, and I come in peace.
Good heavens, man, how did you get in here?
I, just walked through the door.
You should have been announced.
Well, there was no one to announce me.
Jenny?
Well, I can't very well be 2 places at once. I'm not that good.
Could you excuse us?
What about the letter?
Well, we'll do it later.
What about the quill? Should I hang on to it?
Oh, yes, by all means.
Yeah, remember, I go home at 5 sharp.
Please?
I'm just saying.
She's a temp.
Oh, I see. General, I've come all the way from Baltimore to ask you, to beg you, to make peace with England now, today, before there's any more killing.
Weren't you challenged by my sentries?
Well, most of them were drunk. And the rest were won over by my self-deprecating public school charm.
Yes. Yes, damn it. We have no defense against that.
It's time to bring this senseless conflict to an end, General.
I see. Have you had lunch, Captain Brimshaw?
No, I've been on a horse.
Well, why don't we walk across the road? Have us a bite. My tummy's rumbling. I have to have 3 meals a day.
Are we nearly there yet?
Not far now.
Philadelphia's a lot further than it looks on the map. On the map, it was just a few inches from Baltimore. But it's much further than a few inches.
Son, we've been over this before. Maps are not actual size.
Why not?
Well, think about it. It would mean that a map of America would have to be the size of America. And that wouldn't work now, would it?
Of course not, no. It would take too long to fold.
Are you sure he's my brother? Maybe Mum had a fling with the village idiot.
Listen, I know we're all getting a little tired and cranky, but let's just keep calm and stay focused on the objectives of us rescuing Brimshaw and me not going to hell.
You seem very bothered about hell all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, I've seen it in a dream.
Yeah, I had a vision of hell in a nightmare once. It was awful.
What was it like?
It was full of women.
What's so bad about that?
I was one of them. Yeah, I spent the whole time fending off lecherous demons and dancing around handbags. You do realise how much trouble I'm in if I get caught doing this, don't you? As of this moment, I am officially absent without leave.
As opposed to semi-absent without limbs.
Yeah, that's not very funny, actually, miss.
Well, it tickled me.
Yeah. When are you going to give me my wooden leg back?
Just as soon as we find my darling Walter. I don't want you doing a runner. Or a hopper.
Yeah. I'm glad you're amused, miss. Yeah. If we're captured by redcoats, I want it placed on record, right, that I was forced to come along under duress. Yeah. And what if the rebels catch me? I'm a British soldier.
You're all right, McGurk. We've disguised you as a tramp.
Yeah, that took all of 2 minutes.
Besides, we haven't seen any British or rebel soldiers. It's so quiet. Hey, maybe Brimshaw's already pulled it off. Maybe the war's over. Maybe he's persuaded General Washington to surrender.
Oh, come on. There's no way General Washington would countenance surrender. The man's a lion.
Is there a draft in here, or is it me?
I can't feel anything.
Must be me.
General Washington.
How'd you like that cheesesteak?
Yes, very nice.
You can't get them anywhere else. I mean, you can try, but they don't taste the same.
Is that right? The thing is...
They're just not as cheesy, you know?
Look, we need to talk about the war, General.
Oh, yes. The war.
Surrendering is your only option.
You think so? We might win. We do have home advantage.
You're fighting the greatest military power the world has ever seen. Your army is outgunned and outnumbered many times over.
True, but our army is full of men fighting for a cause they believe in.
And ours is full of vicious mercenaries who'll do anything for money.
You're right, there's only one winner there.
Besides, this so-called cause of independence, I mean, why do you want independence? America is a small country, always has been, always will be. You will always need British protection. I mean, it's not as if you have the potential to develop into a great superpower like, say, New Zealand. Or the Isle of Man.
You are a perceptive man, Brimshaw.
We're almost in Philadelphia, son.
Philadelphia is known as the city of brotherly love.
Yeah, you see a lot of that in the metropolitan areas. Mountainous brokeback areas as well. Yeah.
Shut up, McGurk, or you're never getting this leg back.
Hey, this looks like downtown, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's a sign there that says information. I'll ask.
Are you insane? We're trying not to draw attention to ourselves. Once they hear your nasal Cockney accent, we could all die in a hail of bullets.
I know what I'm doing.
No, McGurk, please.
Just relax, Sam. Yo!
Yo!
What's happening?
Not much. General Washington having lunch over at the Rittenhouse with some British dude.
Hey, thanks for the info, bro.
Show!
There you are, you see?
You're the only person who stands between the people and disaster, General. Put an end to this madness now.
Right, well, here's the nub of my problem. You see, I'm just not sure I am the right man for this job. You see, I'm just a surveyor. I farm a little, I chop down trees. I'm very truthful about it, but am I cut out for leadership?
But you've seen combat. You fought battles in the French and Indian Wars.
I lost battles, all of them. My bugler sounded the retreat so often they got cauliflower lips. No, you see, Brimshaw, some men are born great, some achieve greatness, some have greatness thrust upon them, and some just happen to be tall and possess the only uniform.
Yes.
And it's not as if I'll get any thanks from the politicians. No, sirree, Bob. I mean, they are the rudest, most abusive bunch of... Well, let's take a look at this letter I got yesterday from John Hancock. Look at it.
Oh, these Gothic italics are hard to read, aren't they? All the S's look like F's.
No, they are all F's.
I see. Oh, dear.
God help me if I did surrender. Imagine what sort of letter I get from Hancock then.
But if you don't concede, then the British Army will unleash its terrible strategy of shock and awe.
Shock and awe what?
No, not and awe, something. Awe, with a W, as in awesome. It's...
Walter! Oh, Walter, thank God you're safe!
Mary, Samuel, McGurk, Joshua.
Yeah, you've named a lot of us. Well done.
General Washington, this is Mary Oliphant. Her father, Samuel, Sergeant Roy McGurk, and this is Mary's brother, Joshua.
Hi there, little fella.
And I thought I was tall. His head's in the chandelier.
Well, what are you all doing here?
I came because I was worried about you.
I came because morally I felt it was the right thing to do.
I came because she stole my leg.
So has Brimshaw won you over, General, about the war?
Oh, I don't know. I can't decide.
Now, you see, that'll send you straight to hell. And I've seen hell, and the restaurants are awful.
I don't know. What do you think, young lady?
I say we Americans have to live free or die.
Or, subject to negotiation, you could live somewhat free and not die.
Oh, you could live somewhat free and not die.
Mary, you're being inappropriate.
No, I'm not, you twat.
You go too far.
You wouldn't know too far if I hit you in the face.
Oh, it's always the same.
Ignore them, General. They plan to get married, so they're just having a practice.
And how do you stand on the war issue, Mr. Oliphant?
Well, I used to be indecisive about it, but a recent incendiary experience has made me see the error of my ways. I can no longer be wishy nor washy, so I say fight.
You say fight.
Or surrender. But I'm pretty sure it has to be one or the other.
Right. Well, thank you for that.
My pleasure.
It's just that...
Excuse me, Mr. 3-hour lunch.
Oh, Jenny, sorry,
I go home at 5. I believe I did mention that.
Yes, you...
So that's where I'm going now.
Yes, understood.
Letters don't dictate themselves, you know?
No, of course not. Sorry, lost track of time.
Makes no never mind to me. What time tomorrow, then?
Ooh, 9-ish. Miss Evans is...
Still sick. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you, Jenny. She's a temp from an agency. I'm not scared of her, by the way.
Good.
Could I put in my tuppence worth on this war business?
Of course, Sergeant.
Well, sir, I think it's a very difficult balance you have to weigh. Very difficult. All I will say is this, that if you do decide to take a stand and fight, I can get you lots of cheap guns.
Sergeant.
Bullets will cost extra, harder to come by.
Sergeant.
Gonna be a cold winter, blankets, boots, I'm your man, dried fruit, I've got a chap in the Caribbean.
Sergeant.
Well, this is all hypothetical. Personally, I hate the idea of war, but life goes on, you know, and what that means basically is you got to know when to hold 'em and conversely when to fold 'em. Not to mention knowing when to walk away and, of course, knowing when to run.
I think what the sergeant's saying, General, is that it's wrong to count your money while sitting at the table.
There'll be ample time for counting when the dealing's done.
Interesting. What about you, Joshua? We've yet to hear your opinion.
My opinion?
Yes.
On what?
Well, on the matter of the moment.
Well, I like both of them. Matter and moment.
Right, I've heard from everyone now, haven't I? Ball's in my court, as it were. Time to make my decision. The big moment has arrived, and my decision is...
The drum isn't helping, Sergeant.
Sorry.
My decision is... I shall capitulate and sign an amnesty with General Gage!
Yes! Sergeant!
Sorry.
I happen to have brought an agreement with me.
Oh, you're a far-sighted man, Grimshaw.
Sign the agreement, General. History is waiting to applaud us.
Indeed. It most certainly is. The quill?
Quill? No, I don't have a quill.
Anybody? We need a quill.
What's a quill?
We've been on a horse.
I gave my quill to Jenny, but now she's gone home and I don't know where she lives.
Someone must have a quill. What about the kitchen staff?
The kitchen's closed.
A pencil, then?
No. You can't sign a legal document in pencil. No. We can wait till tomorrow to change the course of history and, oh, no, wait. I'm supposed to be at some place called Bunker Hill. I don't know. There's always something, isn't there?
Oh, I failed, Mary.
You did your best, darling.
It wasn't good enough. There was a very clear, very important objective, and that end is not secured.
Though you didn't say to secure the end.
Joshua!
No, he didn't. I didn't hear him say anything like that.
Revolting People featured Jay Tarsis as Samuel, Andy Hamilton as Sergeant McGurk, Tony Maudsley as Joshua, Julia Hills as Mary, and James Fleet as Captain Brimshaw. Ezekiel and George Washington were played by Hugh Dennis and Jenny by Rebecca Front. Revolting People was written by Jay Tarsis and Andy Hamilton and produced by Paul Mayhew Archer.